You feel like it is, so go ahead and keep up going.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We're live. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we're gonna definitely begin to let you guys know we're starting the show.
Is there a link that you can send me?
Yes,
So if
sir.
people want to listen right now,
Yeah. One second. I'm gonna send it.
okay, just send it to me and I'll forward it to like 10 people. They can take a log on.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the interview with King Solomon Entertainment here on the Cultural Scribe, which is our artist platform. We thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining us for another great interview. We are so excited to have a wonderful, amazing guest today. This guest, we're gonna get right into it. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe now on YouTube, King Solomon Entertainment, on Instagram, King underscore ENT underscore King underscore Solomon underscore ENT underscore Facebook, Solomon Davis. Make sure you guys subscribe on all social media platforms, King Solomon Entertainment. Without further ado, we have an amazing guest for the Culture Scribe platform today. First has been in the media, it has been in the entertainment business for almost over 20 years. They have been initially a rap artist. Now they an amazing A&R at Universal, work with everybody such as Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Outkast. He even worked for the amazing Eminem, DMX, and Wu-Tang Clan. I can go on and on. And of course, Shaquille O'Neal. We're so excited to have today on this platform the Cultural Scribe, Cali boy. Thank you so much for joining us, Cali.
Hey, what's going on, man? Excuse my attire, man. I've been running around doing doctor's appointments and I hit the gym. And I wanted to, I'm just trying to get my sexy on for the summer. So excuse my attire. What's up with you, brother? Good to see you, man.
Man, good to see you, man. It's all good because we're going to be doing this over and over. So, you just got to get it together. Everything that can go wrong will when you're on the internet. So it's all good. I just had to have you on. And, we're professionals, brother. We keep it pushing. And it's just amazing just to have you on because you have an amazing, crazy schedule. So it's great to catch up with you when I can. And so we're just going to dive in. We want to really introduce our audience to who you are because this is our artist platform. This platform was designed, the Cultural Scribe platform, for those that don't know and those who are tuning in. Make sure you share this link. This was an artist platform that was driven by artists like signed and unsigned that come on this platform to share their journey in the music industry. And you are definitely an icon in the music industry, and you yourself was a former artist. And now you are of corporate status and you have inside knowledge. So you definitely have made the platform now come full circle. We have other behind the scene industry people of your status as well. But you definitely affirmed the platform, and our artists and people that come on the platform want to definitely hear from you. So we are excited to have you on this platform today. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, brother. I heard a whole bunch about this. It's been good news, and I've heard a good plugs about you. And me and you have been chopping it up lately. We have big events coming up for BET and all this stuff. So I'm glad to be a part of what you got going on, bro. I'm a supporter of all my brothers.
Thank you so much. And so let's get right into it. Your bio, I got it. It started off can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
It started off as you as an artist. And then you have kind of segue into what you're doing now and all the wonderful things you got coming down the pipeline as far as events and stuff like that. So please let people know how you got started in the music industry first as an artist.
Well, as an artist, I was an underground rapper, going through the West Coast scene, going to Lamert Park and Project Blow in the 90s and just doing all that rough underground stuff to figure out how I can get on because the Valley wasn't getting respect. The 818 Valley back then, it was all about LA, Compton, Long Beach, blah, blah, blah. So I had to go out to LA and serve means beat. Serve suckers, man, that they didn't respect the Valley. I used to go to Good Life Cafe, and you couldn't cuss from 8 to 10. So I would go up there and beat everybody without cussing. And then from 10 to 1, I go to Project Blow, and you could cuss. And I would beat everybody cussing at them. So I had a 5 hour every. I think it was what was it every Monday? I think it was every Monday or something. But I used to do that every Monday, and that's how I sharpened my skills by battling people that was supposed to beat me. You know, and then how I got on the radio is that I was living in Pomona and I was going to Mount Sac playing football, Mount San Antonio Junior College, and the Wake Up Show was a popular radio show on the beat back then. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the biggest hip hop shows and shit. It started at 10 p.m. and it was over at 2. It was 4 hours. So and the radio station was on the Yucca Avenue in Hollywood. I was in Pomona, so I drove 70 miles and just stood outside and waited till they pulled up in their black Benz swaying tech, and I knocked on the window and was like, "Yo, what's up? I got a CD. I got this. Play my music." So that's a bit extreme. You know, as of today, you don't have to do all that, but back then you did. You know, back then you did. There was no but today kids can sit in their drawers and do a song and then upload it.
Right.
Like in the 90s and the early 2000s, you couldn't do that shit because the internet wasn't popping like that till 2008.
Yeah.
So it's like, so back then when I'm grinding, you had to get up and go. And you know, I was from the era that I jumped in the car with my boy Jay Wells because he had a mixtape he was selling. So I had a single. I guess it was a mixtape. It was a 5-song album. I was selling for $5. I was selling my little 5-song album, the mixtape, and he was selling his 12-song album mixtape because he was a DJ and producer. And we jump out at gas stations, restaurants, malls, you know, 19, 20 years old, like, yo, buy my stuff. And that's how we paid for gas, got weed, and got money and food and shit every day because we didn't have jobs because we dedicated our life to music, you feel me? So, and after that, and then, you know, eventually J. Love got a deal, I got a deal, he got a hit record, I got a hit record, you know, and that's how you start. So that's how it starts, you know?
Amazing. And so what was the battle rap era like for you when you was going around battling people? What was that like? What was that experience like?
Well, it's nothing like now because nobody's battle rappers. Nobody cares about being the best. That's how rap started. Rap started because everybody wanted to be the best in their city, the best in their state, the best in all the states, and then the best in the world. So that's why rap was so important in the 80s because everyone was, in the 90s, everyone was dope. You know what I'm saying? And it was competition what made the music so dope and inspiring. And that was set the path for people today that they don't even have to be that good to be successful. Because we set the margin in the 90s and the 80s and 90s and early 2000s that, look, you got to be great. You have to have a gift. Because remember in the 80s and 90s, everyone wanted to be a rapper. Even white actors, basketball players, Mexican actors, Mexican soccer players, everybody was like, something. Da, da, da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody was trying to be hip, but it wasn't working in the 80s and 90s if you wasn't actually dope. You feel me? But now, you know, you don't have to have any background. You come out with a song and you're successful and people, they praise you. So it's a little different, but I'm not mad at it. I just hope that hip-hop got a little bit more substance as the year goes on. Because you got to remember, hip-hop started with stories, and there's no more stories. The only stories we hear about is I got Lear jets, I got money, I got bitches, shake your booty, twerk, liquor, drinks, acid, and syrup.
Yeah.
And pen and weed. That's it. So it's not a story. We already know that story.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between old and now. That's all. No storyline.
This is an artist platform. What type of I know you got a wealth of knowledge. I know you can give a lot of knowledge and inspiration and some word of wisdom to our artists. But looking at the industry now, what is one of the key, you know, kind of advice would you give an artist, being someone from the artist now on the inside? What type of advice would you give an artist today?
Be original. Be genuine. Don't copy the next guy because there's 10 other people that just copied him. So now you're 11. See, what I noticed that working as an A&R and I get songs and artists on my desk, it's hard to choose who's the best because they all sound the same. They all look the same. They got dreads with blonde tips. They rap with an auto tune, and they use the same cadence. So it's like it's hard to figure out which one is which. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of cater and wait till who blows up and be like, okay, that's him. They like him. And then, then the label will jump. That's why it's hard to get a record deal right now because we're not falling for that shit. We're like, yo, put this shit out. If you buzz, see, the record label used to be like, yo, I'll give you the gas or the coal to start the train. And then you start the train on the tracks and just going, and you're traveling across America, and you're like, okay, but something that's not going fast enough. It's just going regular. And then by the time it hits the East Coast, I'm giving you an analogy. They like, it was a cool ride. You see what I'm saying? But then if you already got the train going, and all they got to do is add coal and gas to the train that's already going fast and just soup up the engine, you see what I'm saying? That's what labels are looking for now. They're like, oh, you got the train rolling? Let's just modify the engine and add a jetpack on it. Now you're flying, feel me? They don't want to start your train. They want you to start the train on the tracks and get it going. Get everybody loving you. Get the buzz going. Then we'll throw money at you because we don't want to start people before because we used to give out from 2010 to now 13 years. We gave out record deals to artists that we thought that was dope and they had a great little song and we wound up giving them $100,000 in advance. And it takes almost $2 million to push an artist across America and $4 million to go global. So it's like we'll spend $2 million and $100,000 in his pocket and we won't sell shit. And they look at us like, man, you didn't promote me and my label's fucking me over and all the artists be tripping. And I'm like, well, damn, you had no money and you didn't go gold. So we gave you money and you still didn't go gold. It's your fault. It's not nobody else's fault but you, bro. So that's all. People got to understand what they can. Listen, you have to be an arrogant person to think that you're going to be a superstar and on the radio. The radio only adds 10 to 15 new artists a year in all genders. So 15 artists only make it become a star in the music business. Sorry, I got the hiccups. So think about this. I tell artists all the time when they come to my office, I say, listen, are you sure you want to do this? Because being a superstar in the music business is harder than being a Los Angeles Lakers or a San Diego Charger. And I'm going to tell you why. Every sport has 7 rounds of picking. And all sports have 30 teams. So 30 teams pick 7 niggas. So that's 210 niggas got a shot to be a pro. We only accepting 15 niggas a year. See, it's harder to be a superstar than to be on the goddamn Lakers. So you got to make sure you're ready to go for this challenge of what you're about to face.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is King Simon Entertainment here on the Cultural Scribe platform, which is our artist platform. We here with the amazing A&R executive, Chris Reese, a.k.a. Cali Boy. We're so glad to have him on. He's giving us amazing insight and knowledge about the music industry and about the wonderful artistry that he has contributed and also in the corporate side. And so he already getting into it. So you might put this now, plug the book right now. It's called The Music Industry Bible, How Not to Get Screwed. He already starting already. So that's why I'm going ahead to plug the book right now. You can get this book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's pretty much everywhere. Make sure you guys go and get this book. He's giving out so much insight, so much game. For those of you are signed, unsigned, just want to know more about the music industry, he pretty much lays it out. And
you have to.
Thank you for that. Because a lot of people have misconceptions about the industry. They just don't know how the industry works. And then when they do, they come back and they apologize to all those people who they had got it wrong with. You know what I'm saying? They figure out later who was telling them the truth and who was lying to them, right? They figure it out later.
Because you remember I'm from the 90s, so to see the same thing in the 90s happen in the early 2000s, and then the only reason I wrote this book, because in 21, Megan Thee Stallion got screwed. So she had sold 4 million records and $40 million had grossed, but she only got 4 million and there was $36 million left on the table, and she wanted to know where that went. But if she didn't get screwed, she just didn't know. She didn't understand her contract. So a lot of artists don't understand the contract, and when they signed it, and then when the money comes, they're like, "Wait a minute, hold on, who get all that money?" And it's like, you didn't. So they go to social media and they're like, "Oh my God, my label screwed me. Don't do this. Don't trust these people." You know what I'm saying? But it's really You trusted them by not getting an attorney or trying to figure out your contract yourself. You didn't. You trusted them, so it's really your fault. I'm not saying it's her fault. Like I'm mad at her, because I'm for the artist, but I'm also for the labels, and I understand if you're gonna sign a Mickey Mouse contract, they just throw at you because your name is there, and they say you're getting this much money without getting an attorney. That's really your fault. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any sympathy because we tell you, hey, go get an attorney and make sure this contract is right, and you come back 3 to 5 days like I'm good, it's signed. Where's my check? You know, and it's like then you don't realize, 9 months later your shit come out and the publishing come back and then they own half your publishing, they own this, they own that, and you're like, where's all my money? So in this book, I teach you what you're supposed to have, what you're not supposed to have, what they're gonna ask for, what you can ask for, how to get out of a contract, what a contract's supposed to look before you sign. I'm teaching you all that shit in this book. It's dope, man.
So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So you have said right now that you are for both the artist and for the label, and so in other words, it's a fine line. You want to be fair on both parts. So that's very good. That's wonderful. And so to speak to that artist, to say, well, they couldn't afford to get an attorney that is well knowledge in the entertainment in regards to contracts, or just a
stop. No, I don't want to hear that shit. Because you can Google an attorney, and then for $250, they will look at your contract. You can send it to them and send them $50 a week for, and you'll be fine. You dig what I'm?
Okay.
Attorney. Okay, all you have to do.
No, that was the point I was making. So you can find an attorney that will consult you and that will look over a contract that is affordable. So eliminate that excuse. You see what I'm saying? You can.
All you need to do is save $200, $250. If you save $50 a week for 1 month and then I throw an extra 50, boom, your contract is negotiated. They don't expect you to come back for 2 to 4 weeks anyway after we present you a contract. We don't expect you to come back and be like, here you go. We're expecting you to make adjustments. What you don't like because you have an attorney, and then when we get it back, we're like, oh, okay, and then we know it's going to be a 2-month process because we're going to say, no, we don't accept that. So we expect a 2 or 4 week process. So you go out and find an attorney, give him $100 and say, look, the next 3 weeks, $50. Boom. Now he tells you everything, and you walk in there like you have a contract and it's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
No,
$250 to save your life later in life is not hard. You just have to make a dedication or borrow this shit and then pay somebody back. But you can't just sign some shit because your auntie Brenda was an accountant 10 years ago for Smokey Robinson.
So to be very clear, on the record label side, the initial contract that they give the artist, it is the start of a negotiation process for you to do what's best for you in regards to the contract. It's not that for you to sign and say, I'm good. You need to look at the fine print. You need to look at the bold print because sometimes it's in the bold print. It's not even in a fine print. You know, we
call that. Look, it's in my book too. I also said, but the first contract we make it nice and juicy. We call it the Mickey Mouse contract, right? We put your name on the top line and your Social Security. We put $100,000 advance to you. We put 3 albums, 4 albums. We put your budget, $250 or $350 we're going to spend on your budget. Then we put $1.2 million on your album and your videos and $150,000. You know what I'm saying? So we put all these numbers on that first page. And you're like, oh my God, I'm ready. But then it's a 17-page contract. Yeah. So we do that on purpose.
Yeah.
We put all that meat on the first page, so you don't worry about the other 15, and you worry about the 17th page, which requires your signature and social and your date. You know what I'm saying? So it's a plan. But if you don't go get a proper, proper counseling for what you need to be done, it's nobody's fault but you, because you let $250 tank your career. That's all I'm saying.
And what about the perspective of people who say, well, if I sign the quote unquote the Mickey Mouse contract because I just want to be, in the industry, I want to be famous or whatever, then I excel what was expected. Isn't that grounds for renegotiation at that point?
Funny you say that because I talk about that in the book. Talk about how you're in a dumb contract, but you happen to blow up. And now they're demanding a second album, and then they not tell you exactly how to get out of your contract and make them want to be like, okay, we'll negotiate. I don't want to tell you right now, but I tell you in my book, it's a very funny and it's very easy. It's like just do this, and this, and then they'll be like, oh shit. Oh, then they'll take about a month break while you taking your month break, and then they'll call you and be like, all right, look, can we renegotiate? I'll give you a jewel. If you had a bad contract and you happen to blow up, the way you can kind of recoup some of your money if you don't want to get out of your contract because you don't know if you're going to get another one, just take a, so say you made $2 million on $20 million, like a Megan Thee Stallion deal. So you say, okay, I made $2 million. After taxes, boom, boom, 1.5, whatever. After paying everybody 1.2, I got so at least I got $1 million in my pocket after paying everybody, producers and everybody, right? So now you say, okay, I made $1 million on my first album. It was a bad contract. You asked for a $2 million advance on your second album. Now you doubled what you made on your first album. Now you feel comfortable, and then you do your second album, and you know that if it flops, you made $2 million off it already. Yeah, see, I said that in the book, so that's game right there. But that shit is, it's some more shit in there. I'm telling you.
The Music Industry Bible: How Not to Get Screwed, by Cali Boy. Make sure you guys pick it up. It's everywhere. And it's amazing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what's so important about the artists need to know. Make sure you guys share this video, share this link, share this video, send it to all the artists that you know. Make sure they get the book, and definitely plug into what we got going on. I also want to talk to you about the hip hop industry as far as where it actually started. We're talking about the film you got coming up on Netflix, and about the wonderful things you got coming down the pipeline as far as hip hop and the whole history of it. Let people know about the part you play in that a little bit.
Yeah, I have I produced, wrote, directed a documentary about the West Coast hip hop, the origins of West Coast hip hop. It's called Dubs Up. It's actually right here on my arm. That's the logo. Dubs Up, basically. Yeah, so basically, it's the West Coast, according to the world, started in 1973. That's why we're celebrating 50 years of it this year. But 1971, a group called the Watts Prophets came out with a song called Rapping Black and White America. And it was actually the first hip-hop song to ever be published by a real company, white guy, real company, and distributed through America before 73. So my documentary shows how, also breakdancing and graffiti was out here before it was in New York. So my documentary shows the 4 elements of hip-hop, which is breakdancing, graffiti, rapping, and DJing. 3 of them started here, and the other one, DJ, started there. So that's what this documentary. I'm not trying to start shit. I'm just displaying facts. You can Google everything that I've just said. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just basically teaching people that, everything isn't what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip hop started in the East, but rap music started in the West. And that's my joint. Like, we started rap. We also started, and then we also started breakdancing, and we also started graffiti, because breakdancing was started because they were watching the Boogaloo pop lockers and Boogaloo dancers on Soul Train, and East Coast watched them do their thing with their colors and shit and pop locking and stuff like that. So East Coast saw that, and they were like, you know what? They decided, instead of using their hands like the West Coast, because that's pop locking, they said, we're going to use our legs. And they decided to hit the ground and do leg stuff and do egg rolls and kick legs and flips and stuff. So, because they didn't want to bite us, because remember, biting was a big deal back then in the East. Wow. That was their word. So they were like, we're not going to do the upper body shit. We're going to do the lower body shit. Yeah. So that's why they turned it to breakdancing. You feel what I'm saying? Because they saw us up to, and look, b-boying was not b-boying because breakdance boying. They just took that because it was Boogaloo dancers. That's what b-boying is in Oakland. Boogaloo dancers and pop lockers. That's what b-boying is. But, they flipped it. So it's going to be a great documentary. It comes out in July. And I have fun filming it and doing all that shit. I had interviews with Battle Cat, Snoop, DJ Quit, Chris the Glove Taylor, Cam from Watts, Mellow Man A, Sir Jinx, King T. it's a lot of niggas I got interviewed. It was pretty dope. Oh, I got Alonzo Williams that started NWA. He's in there. So I got all the OGs of West Coast in the West Coast documentary to explain their situation. You dig?
Man, I cannot wait to hear it and watch it and learn a lot about putting history in its proper perspective and order. That's going to be exciting to watch. Make sure you guys check that out. It's coming on Netflix this summer. Look out for that. To sum up, pretty much in the music industry, speak for a second directly to the indie artists. Say somebody who got their production, they got their team together, but they're just looking to get their music everywhere. What would you say to that artist?
Well, to get a record deal, you have to curate a buzz. It's not all about fans and likes, because you can walk in my office and have 2 million views and likes on your video, and we cannot like it. You dig what I'm saying? So it's not always about that. It's honestly, it's about the music and the buzz. Because you can have, I've seen people that had 50,000 likes, but their songs on the radio and playing everywhere because people don't know who the artist is, but it's blowing up. You see what I'm saying? So you may not have all the likes. Then I've seen people with 2 million likes and you don't hear that shit anywhere. You have to download on YouTube and you're like, oh, okay, he has 70,000 views. See, this is why I tell our artists, like, look, if you have a million artists and how many are there? You have a million followers. Are they really followers or are they fans? Because see, you need to distinctify who your followers are and your fans are. Now, your followers, which is a million, but how many fans do you have? Because if you put out my new song is a $1, will you sell 1 million? Because you have 1 million followers. No, you won't. You'll probably sell, 5,000, 2,000, if you're lucky, maybe 1,000. Those are your fans. So you have people, but see, people get caught up in this, I got 1 million followers, but they don't support you, so what the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So people got to understand that if you have 100,000 followers, you put out something for 50 cents or $1, they spend $2 on gum. So if they don't spend that $1 for you, then they're not a fan. They just follow you to see what the fuck you're doing, but they don't give a fuck. They're not supporting you. They just watching you.
Why not stay independent, sell out your trunk, sell directly on your own platform, in opposed to having the big machines behind you, a distribution deal or a big label behind you? What would you speak to those who say, well, I'm independent, I get most of my money, I'm a successful touring independent artist versus someone who want to sign to a major label like the ones you represent?
Everybody's dream is the machine. Nobody dreams to be just independent. Everybody dreams to be like, when that music video comes on, that shit's gonna say his name, the name of the song, and Sony Records. That is the dream. You feel what I'm saying? Or Universal, Death Row, Interscope, Capitol, Warner Brothers. You want that shit. That's the American dream when you're an artist. Now everybody's gonna put their shit out because everyone's broke. No one can wait for that to happen. Plus, you won't make that happen if you don't cause a buzz, or know somebody, have a cousin, or a friend, or just happen to bump into a nigga. Because I know a nigga got a record deal, and he was at a karaoke bar with an Asian chick he had just met that day. And they went out to a karaoke bar because that's what she liked. And that nigga went on stage and started singing one of Michael Jackson's songs and got a deal with Sony. $1 million deal with Sony. I was right there. Bought jet skis, a house, and everything. I'm like, God damn. And then dumped the Chinese bitch, though, too. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But that's how life is. But yeah, man, so, you never know how your life is. But just let's stay original. Always understand that you got to create a buzz for us to come to you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you're fishing. If you throw out bait that don't move, the fish look at it like, I don't want nothing dead. So you throw out they got that bait that's just wiggling in the water, and they're like, yeah, that's good meat. That's good fresh meat. And they go up there and bite it. You know what I'm saying? You throw out something that's just sitting in the water floating. They pick and choose what they want. But if you sit something in the water and it's moving because they got something in it with a hook, they're going to come get that thing. You know what I'm saying? So You got to create a buzz to get a record deal. Right now, unless you know somebody that's gonna walk you in, like in Clive Davis and Alicia Keys, and walk her in there and she sung with a piano for an hour, and he said 10-year record deal. That's rare. You know what I'm saying? That happened to Mariah Carey. That happened to it happens, but it's really really rare. Even Rihanna. Everybody's praising Rihanna. Well, if Jay-Z's friend didn't see her perform at something and introduced them, Rihanna wouldn't be shit. You feel me? Because it took Jay-Z to put her out. So that's why I tell everybody, everything's a stepping stone. If you got a job, if you work at Verizon, just remember, and you're an artist, don't get caught up working at Verizon, because the simple fact is that's some other nigga's dream. So you're supplying their dream. That's some white dude sat back and was like, I want to start a company at Verizon and put employees. And now you an employee. Yeah. So what you need to do is if you guys paid 2 times a week or a month, every month, you need to take a portion of that, put it to the side towards your company. And use Verizon as your stepping stone every month. And I'm putting 100, 200, 100, 200. By the end of the year, you got $1,200, $2,000, and you put your company together. You can fund your shit, start your LLC. But you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't think. They just think, I got a decent job and I'm making over 20 an hour, so I go ahead and rock this out until I, get to that limit and I can get my pension and shit. But I'm just remember, like, you don't want to be 65, 75 years old, about to die, and be like, damn, I never tried to do this. That's going to kill you,
Amazing. We are talking to Cali Boy, A&R at Universal, a wealth of knowledge. He is the man, radio personality. He wrote this wonderful book. You can find it everywhere. It's called The Music Industry Bible, How Not to Get Screwed. It's everywhere. Make sure you guys check it out. If you're an artist, you need to have this book. If you're an artist, definitely plug in the Cultural Scribe. Share this link. Share this to every artist you know. Make sure you guys follow King Simon on every social media platform there is. Amazing. And we want to also end, as we sum up, to the successful independent artists that say, for instance, for example, like Nipsey Hussle, who decide to be successful as an independent artist for so long, then later partner with the machine. Is that ideal as well? Would you recommend that to a lot of people who are or have been independent for a long time successfully?
Absolutely. Like, if your shit's buzzing and you're blowing up, then we'll come calling for you as a label. The labels will be like, hey, how you doing? And you'll be like, oh, because we see the numbers. So we know, we watch the radio play and we see, oh shit, we know the buzz because we have street teams. So their ear is in the street. So they come back and say, yo, man, this artist, these songs, I keep hearing in the club. So we pay attention to stuff like that. So you got it, man. Look, but it's like I said, but if you're making a good substantial amount of money as an independent artist and you're living good, really think about it if you want to, give half to the machine. Because if you don't have to, you don't have to. You feel me? And if you use your money, don't get a record deal. Try to get a distribution deal. So that way you can do an 80-20 split with them, and all they do is just put your shit out with their name on it and put you in everything, and then you just pay for it. Excuse me, the hiccups will hit me again. I'm like, damn, when you get older, they say hiccups keep growing. But I'm like, I shouldn't be growing anymore. I'm older now. Why am I growing? But anyway, so just stay focused and keep going what you're doing, and just remember that try not to sound like the next person. I know you may like his style or her style, but you got to be better. If her hair is blonde and your hair needs to be black, don't make it blonde too, because you're trying to be like that person. Because now you're just gonna look. That's why Eminem did that one song, "I'm the Real Eminem," in the music video. He had 100 white dudes with blonde hair and white t-shirts on. And he was in the middle, and he was looking at. He's like, "Which one? I don't even know which one he is." And he's just standing in the middle, and they all look like him. Don't be that person or that artist. You feel me? So, and that's what I mean about stories. See, that's 2001. Stories, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we were giving them. Stories. 50 Cent up in the club, and many men done them try to dunk my style. Like, we were telling stories. You know what I'm saying? Biggie Smalls was in the, we love Tupac. Brenda's Got a Baby. Dear Mama. It's just like storyline, so we all relate to. But now the society relates to what we were talking about earlier, just booties, titties, strip clubs, shots, liquor, weed. That's what the, remember, we related to stories because we walked outside and seen people throwing babies in the, bad mamas, crack dealers, crackheads, police crime. So that's why we wrote about it, but now it's like you see it on the news. Unless you're in the neighborhood when that cop went crazy, you won't see that type of shit. You dig what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
everybody writes about what they see in the music video. That's what it is.
Amazing. Amazing. Let people know where they can find you at, how they can support you, how to plug into what you're doing, and what you got coming up. Because he's going to be back. He's definitely family, friend to the show. We're going to be doing a lot of wonderful other things we got going on. You're going to know
Yes,
about.
sir.
And this is my brother right here. But let them know that where they can find you and how they can support you, what you got going on, what you got coming up down the pipeline.
Okay, so you can support me, and you can. Well, we talk about you can find me on Instagram, Cali Boy Music, CaliBoyMusic. Cali Boy Music on everything. Just type that in Google and it'll take you everywhere I'm at. That's my production company. Now I also have another company called Dubs Up, which is doing the film with Netflix. And Instagram is Cali Boy Music 818, and then on Facebook is Chris Cali Boy Reese. So basically, if you type in Cali Cali and BOI instead of BOY, because Cali BOI like Big Boy on Outkast, boy is infinite. But if you say BOY, you're still young. So my age is infinite when I'm BOI. So that's why I'm a Cali boy and I'm California raised. So you can count me on anything, man. And then also you can go on YouTube and just Google up Dirty Rat, DIRTYRAT. That's all my old shit. I got songs with Quick, Battle Cat Exhibit. I got videos with Tash. I got videos with brand new heavies. And I got a lot of shit out there. I got video games. I got 12 video games in Dirty Rat. I've been on 4 movie soundtracks as Dirty Rat, and so pretty much, and I also rapped on some shit. You're gonna see an album out there, so you're gonna see an album. Just type in the DIRTYRAT Rookie of the Year. That's the name of the album, Rookie of the Year, and everything will just pop up on Google. The reason why I know it's funny because last year my son did it. He was like, "Dad, I Googled you," and I was like, "Why would you do that?" And he was like, "You never did it before?" I was like, "Why wouldn't I need to?" He's like, "You got a whole bunch of shit on there. You got Getty image pictures," and I'm like, "I do." And he showed me his phone, and I said, "Who uploaded all this stuff? Who did it?" I didn't even know who did it. Funny, huh? I'm like, "Who did all this?"
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys tap in, follow him. Let him know you heard him right here on the King Solomon Entertainment platform. Cultural Scribe, like I say, he's family. He's gonna be back over and over. On this platform. We got some of the things we're working on together. There's some wonderful, great things we're gonna be doing. So excited that he finally came on. It's been a long time coming. Thank you so much, brother. You know how we are. We talk all the time, so it's gonna be nothing but up from here. And I got you. Thank you so much.
Man. I appreciate you having me, man. We got big things coming in the future, man. So look, y'all out there, stay cool, but don't freeze, man. Peace. I appreciate you having me.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, Cali. Talk to you later.
Peace.
All right. There you go. Another great interview here on the Cultural Scribe, King Solomon Entertainment platform. We thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys share this video, share this link, share. More great interviews is coming up. More great artists coming on. This platform is definitely growing on the King Solomon Entertainment. We appreciate you guys. We want to just thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have given. If you guys want to support us directly, please make sure you do that and get our Cash App that is going to be on the screen in about 3 seconds. Make sure you guys support us directly with the Cash App, and we guys really appreciate that. So we everything you guys do for us, we definitely appreciate it. Make sure you guys continue to subscribe. That's how you really could support us. Share, hit the link. Make sure you guys just continue to plug in on everything we're doing. We look at more great videos. Hollywood Now. We got the Philanthropy is Best that's coming back. That's the Cash App up right there. Thank you guys so much for your support. Everything that you do. We want to give a special shout out as we end with our new theme song. We want to give a shout out to the artist, producer that has did the intro, Eli Official, Eli R&B, who wrote this wonderful intro for us. Another great artist that's up and coming. Check him out. Until then, thank you guys so much for your support. here on King Simon Entertainment. Thank you guys. Till next time. All right. Inside of my